9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1. Lift off. All 7 engines at full thrust. Chamber pressures are good. Vehicles cleared the tower. Now passing 18 seconds into flight. Engine chamber pressures look good. 27 seconds in, vehicles.
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has taken his first step in challenging the dominance of his fellow billionaire and rival in space, Elon Musk, after successfully launching his brand new rocket called New Glenn into orbit. It is a reusable rocket that successfully took off from Cape Canaveral in Florida. And Palab gave us more details about the launch.
You said that this is Jeff Bezos' first step in challenging Elon Musk. He's a long way behind because Elon Musk has not only had more than 400 rockets in orbit compared to Jeff Bezos' now one. He performed the wonderful catch of the rocket booster back in October, which startled the world. In this case, Blue Origin did get into orbit, but he wasn't able to return the reusable part. But it is a first step, and it is important that Elon Musk does get some competition, because the whole idea of bringing in the private sector is to reduce the cost of space travel.
And the fact that it didn't manage to land back down as was expected is part of the new way of testing for space in the billionaire's way of doing it.
Well, there is a new way of developing rockets these days, which Elon Musk pioneered. It's about failing a lot, having lots of explosions, but learning quickly from them. And we've seen just how quickly SpaceX has developed. Now, Blue Origin has been sending astronauts to space for about 10 years, but not into orbit. They've been sending rockets up into space briefly and then coming back down to Earth. Space tourism, really. But if it really wants to make a business out of it, it's going to have to orbit the Earth. That way it can deploy satellites. That way it can perhaps go on further to the moon. And that's why New Glenn was so important, because it's the first rocket capable of doing those things.
And NASA will be keeping an eye on this, because more and more they are relying on those billionaires to help them get up to space.
They are, because they're doing space the old way. NASA has done great things, but it's done it in a very expensive way. Its own rocket system, the SLS system, is way over budget, too expensive, and in all likelihood will be dropped later on this year. So they don't want to be totally dependent on Elon Musk. So it's important that Jeff Bezos and Boeing develop alternatives for NASA to use.
We have stage set. And we have ignition on both VE3Us. Chamber pressure is good.
The booster failed to return back down to Earth on a landing pad in the ocean, but the launch itself does go down as a successful maiden flight for New Glenn.
Well, let me just ask you, what are you going to remember the most from this evening?
I think seeing that image of the 7 VE4s after it cleared the pad. I mean, again, we know from analysis and data what it's supposed to look like, what it might sound like, and we've envisioned it for years. And then to see it on the screen, it was honestly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.